Well, there it is, all ready to assemble. These plates turned out good. Whole thing's turning out good. Hello, and thanks for joining me. Well, I'm changing directions a little bit. I know a lot of you returned to see this thing get assembled and see it run, and I'm dying to see it run. But I'm going to build the stand first, so that's what we're going to do today. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's up off the ground, and the drill press disassembled, I can put it up on the stand. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get some kind of lift to get it up on the stand. And it's just a lot easier to do. Be a lot easier to assemble up at table height too. So anyway, we're going to use the TIG welder, the Yes TIG welder that I got. I'm kind of excited about that. Let me show you what we got going here so far. Here's what the parts for the stand we're going to build. Got some casters. These will have 2 holes drilled in them, and one will be a support bolt, and one will be for the caster. And I'll weld them on the bottom of this tubing I got. Let me show you in CAD what we got. Okay, here's the 4 3x3 legs, and then we're going to weld these plates on the bottom, the 2 holes. One is for a bolt to lift it up off the casters and solidify it, and the other one is for the casters. And then we're putting in the 1x2 tubing between the 2 posts, or between the 4 posts, top and bottom. And then put a top on it. And then I'm going to weld those 1x2 tubings in the sides to where I can insert a sheet of plywood, and at some future date I will put some drawers in it. And I'll make it similar to the cabinet I put under my south bed. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, I've got these plates that we're going to weld onto the bottom of our 3x3 tubes set up in my mill. And I got this hole positioned here for these, I guess you could call them jack bolts. That's what the stand is going to sit on when it's not sitting on the casters. And it needs to be 5/8 clearance. And then I'm going to drill another 5/8 clearance right in there. And that's what that is right there, and it'll be welded to it. And the casters will screw into that. Okay, here's how this will be welded. That'll weld on there and be for the caster. And it'll sit right in there like that. Be welded to the end. And that'll be a support so that it's not sitting on the caster all the time. Before I put the wheel plates on, I'm going to weld this frame up. I milled the ends of these pieces so that when I clamped it, everything would be square. I measured this way, and that's a good way to check for square. And it's exactly the same. So it's perfectly square. I like it when a plan comes together. These wood spacers are for the wood to sit on, to leave a space for the wood to sit in that I will put in on the inside of the cabinet to mount my drawers to. So I'm going to tack these right here and then turn it over and weld, and hopefully it'll all stay square. I hope my floor is fairly true, because there's no way to really check for a twist. I guess I could put a straight edge across there and put a level on it. That would probably be hard to detect any significant twist. I could stick my head down on the floor and eyeball it. But I think my floor is fairly true, so I'm going to go ahead and weld it like that. This tubing is about a little over 100 thousandths. I'm going to start out a little lower, 160, and see what that does. I like it. Oh, I got to tell you, TIG welding is amazing. Beautiful welds. I think a fillet weld like that is easier because you got metal to guide the tip with. I think now I can put that on the welding table. I put the clamps back on it because there was a really slight gap there. Well, I'm loving this Yes welder. I'm fairly new at TIG and I'm having very good success. I don't know, the welds aren't perfect, but considering how long I've been doing it, I think they're excellent. My biggest problem with welding is being able to see with my bifocals. But I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully my tack welds hold. Wow, sits level. 1 3/8. Whoa, perfect. Perfectly square. Love it. Okay, I'm going to clean this up with an orbital sander, and here's a tip for the day. Put a vacuum cleaner on your orbital sander, whether you're doing wood or metal, whatever. It works fantastic because it pulls the dust away from the pad and makes it sand way more aggressively. Keeps your shop clean too. But I had this white oak, and some of it was not so good. Got some really nice white oak, and I saved it, but I used the lower quality, which really is pretty good, but I had a lot of it, so I used it in place of the plywood. Now I need to trim it down to 28 inches tall and 18 inches wide. I like it. Black stain. I was really on the fence about using this. I like natural wood, but I like the way this black stain highlights the grain in this white oak. And that's what the pulley on the drill press is made out of. Super messy stuff. Should probably wipe it on. That's a lot quicker. Okay, this right here is going to be the top of the drill press stand. And it'll be more clear when I get it all finished. But I'm going to dowel these together. Each one of these lines will be where the dowels go. Some of you may remember this doweling machine. I did a video of it a while back, probably about 2 years ago. Just line the marks up and do like that. It would be better with a 3450 motor. This is 1750. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I've got 3 coats of polyurethane on these panels, the top and the 2 sides. And I'm going to drill 3 holes in the top and bottom of these and then flip them over and put a countersink on them and use these socket head screws to hold them to the steel. Yeah, I like that. Coming together pretty good. At some later point, I will put drawer slides in there and make it similar to this south bend over here. And I'm going to use these 5/16 countersunk bolts threaded into that right there. So the next step is to thread those for 5/6, drill and thread those for 5/16. Okay, I made these little things. They're just bolts that are cut off, and I ground a little, or turned a little tip on them. They do make them commercially. I don't have any. Hopefully these will screw in easy enough where I can get them back out easy. I'm going to use them to mark the bottom side of the top, so I know where to drill a hole. and keep it kind of centered. And I've got some shims made, kind of judge the center. Okay. Good enough. Now, I hope. Boy, I don't like that. Oh, I see them beautifully. Oh, if you can see that right there on the camera, that's good. That white wood showing there always bugged me. Well, that went well. Had my wife help me. She didn't want to be videoed. She was in her pajamas. I got it centered on here pretty well. Looks like it's centered on the uprights, which is exactly what I was going for. Now I'm going to transfer the hole position. It's got 3 mounting bolts right here. And hopefully it'll transfer through the cardboard here. Surely it will. Well, it turned out that my outfeed table for my table saw was about the right height. I just slid it off the top of this onto the outfeed table. I think they're called T-nuts. That's what I'm going to use on the bottom of this to bolt the drill press to. I'm using a spade bit to slightly recess that. Hope it's big enough. Yep. A little bit worried about that driving into white oak, but it looks like it's doing okay. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode. I'm really pleased with the way it's coming out. I was a little concerned about the red at first. It's a little in your face, but I think after we get all the parts on it, maybe the drawers, it'll look better. But next episode, guaranteed it'll be under power. I got a new pulley for it. Looks a little better than that zinc one we had on the 2 episodes ago when I built the drive. It's got a tapered bore in it, so I got to do something about that bore. But we'll put that pulley on the drive system, and might get carried away and put some drawers in it too. But first, we're going to get it under power. That's the highest priority. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and be sure and subscribe and ring that bell.